how would you suggest people can start living, having a better sense and relationship with the full spectrum of their emotions?
Okay, so let's get into a heavy topic.
Sure.
All of our problems begin when we feel needy. If I need love, I'm in trouble. If I need happiness, I'm in trouble. If I need a friend, I'm in trouble. Because neediness is the beginning of all of our miseries. And the reason for that is, let's get a little mystical here. The reason neediness gets us into trouble is because our needs are not real. Here's something you might want to try, because I think it's the future. Since the beginning of time, human beings have been motivated by need. You need to build a house to have a roof over your head. You need to have what to eat. You need to be secure. You need to protect yourself from wild animals and from the elements. You need, in order to have what to eat, you need to plow the field in the right season, at the right time. You need to milk the cow. You need to keep the cow healthy. Without that cow, you're going to starve. So everything we accomplish, every step of progress was motivated by need. And what is the ultimate need? To survive. Which means not to die. As we became more sophisticated, we discovered more needs. It's not enough to have what to eat. You also have to have inner peace. You have to fight your inner demons. And the deeper we got into psychology, the more needs we discovered. You need to make peace with your mother because she never wanted to have you. You need to stop being jealous of your siblings because it's eating you up. You need to get over the vendetta that you've been carrying around for your neighbor. It just goes on and on and on. Religion comes along and adds a whole new set of needs. After you die, you're going to have needs. You're going to be in trouble then too. It's gotten too much. Too much. We can't handle so many needs. But it's not because there are too many of them. It's because none of them are legitimate. So here's the real solution to all of our problems. I don't need anything. Nothing I don't need, period. Because I didn't ask for it. And the reason I didn't ask to be born is because I don't need to be born. So all of a sudden, the threat of dying has gone away. You can't threaten me anymore. Your biggest weapon, gone. So I have to get up and I have to go to work? Why? You want to die? Not working anymore. We are not willing to live life in order to not die. There's something wrong with that equation. So, for example, I need to eat. I need to sleep. No, I don't. No, I don't. Well, if you don't sleep, you're going to get sick. Okay, stop threatening me. I don't need to sleep.
Wow.
I can't go without sleep. That's true. But it's not my need. I need it like a hole in the head. I'd be much better off if I didn't need to sleep. So I didn't do this to myself. I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign any agreement. I don't need it.
It sounds like a profound sense of non-attachment and yeah, almost enlightenment.
The question is, what's the alternative?
Sure.
Because if I don't need to live, I sound suicidal. But it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Today, when young children refuse to clean up their room because I didn't ask to be born, they're not depressed and they're not suicidal. They're precocious. So if your child ever says to you, I didn't ask to be born, don't get them into therapy. Admit that you didn't ask to be born either. So what do you want from me? I didn't ask to. Complain to Bubby. And if you ask Bubby, she'll say, I didn't ask to be born either. It turns out that in reality, simple, basic reality, I don't need to be here. Like the guy who was suing his parents for giving birth to him without his consent. What he demands is that they should pay all his bills for the rest of his life.
I think I saw that one.
He's onto something. If I didn't ask to be born and you went ahead and gave birth to me, how do I end up with bills? How is it my job to do anything when I didn't sign on? I didn't agree to be born. I didn't ask for this. I didn't, no oral agreement, no document, nothing. And all of a sudden, I have to go to school and I have to get a job and I have to pay a mortgage. Oh, you want to die? Don't threaten me. Because when you threaten me, it means you've run out of an argument.
Do you know?
Now let's apply that to religion.
No, I was just going to ask. Please.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, before we go into the religious aspect, like, do you not think at the level of soul that we do thirst for incarnation?
The level of what?
The soul, that we thirst for incarnation.
Yeah. Actually, if you were to ask the soul whether it wants to be born, it would say no. It protests. It is born against its will. So let's use a simple example. A boy goes overseas to a yeshiva, comes into the dean's office, and he says, I need to call my mother to tell her that I arrived. Which phone can I use? The dean happened to be a very profound Hasidic individual. And he said, you need to call your mother. The boy said, yes. The dean said again. Actually, he said, I need to call my mother. The boy said, yes. He said, not true. Tell the truth. The boy thought about it and realized what the dean was driving at. And he said, my mother needs me to call her. Which phone can I use? And the dean said, now you're talking. You don't need to call your mother. Why are you calling it your need? It's her need. If it were your need, I would tell you to go find a phone and help yourself. But if it's your mother who needs you to call, I will help you find a phone. Because if you're doing what your mother needs, that's noble. You're doing what you need, well, good luck. Find a phone. We claim needs that aren't ours. I don't need to eat. I didn't design myself that way. Not my idea. I would love to stop eating sometimes. I can't. So, first of all, it's not a need, it's a handicap. And second of all, it's not mine. Not only didn't I do this to myself, I never agreed to it. So, why do I eat? Because God designed me dependent on food. He needs me to eat. I don't know why, but it's certainly not my idea. So it's kind of a form of plagiarism. It's his need, but I claim it's mine. And that's where I start suffering. That's where all the happiness goes out the window. I need to eat. But then I'm going to need to sleep. Then I'm going to need to get up in time to go to the job that I need, to make the money that I need, to buy the house that I need. That's it. I quit. Too much already. Imagine if people woke up in the morning all over the world and realized that they don't need. The religious grandfather says to his grandson, "Wake up, you'll be late for the minyan." He says, "I don't want to." Grandfather says, "You have to." I have to? Imagine the grandson says, I thought about it and I've come to the conclusion that I don't have to. I don't have to. No, you have to. You have to go. You have to do the mitzvah. You have to be religious. You got to be frum. You got to. You need to. You must. You have to. And the kid says, "No, I don't need to. I don't have to." Where is the conversation going to go? Inevitably. You want to die and go to hell? You want to suffer when you die, and that's where the child says, "Okay, now we're down to the threats. So you've run out of what to say, basically." Which means you're agreeing that I don't have to. So in this conflict between the grandfather and the grandson, who's right? So most people will say, no, you don't have to be religious. It's not like you have to eat. Eating is a real need. Religion is not. It's optional. No. You need both if you don't want to die and suffer. Exactly the same thing. There is no more reason to eat than to be religious. Or is there? Okay, so practically speaking, psychologically speaking, if we can convince people you don't have any needs, why are you so burdened? You don't need, and particularly today, I need a safe place because there's a microaggression coming my way. You don't need a safe place. The microaggression won't do anything to you. You don't need. Why are you convincing yourself of more and more needs when you really don't need anything? So relax. Not your problem. Then the question is, then why live at all? So it turns out, and this is without religious belief, without any mention of God, the human being doesn't have needs. The human being is needed.
Wow.
I don't want to fulfill my needs. I just want to know that I am needed. Which means basically I'm not here for me. For me, I don't need this. But if I am needed, I will rise to the occasion. A simple example, if I'm home alone and it's lunchtime, what am I going to eat? Whatever I find in the pantry. I'm not going to cook up a meal. It's just me. But if you're coming over for lunch, I'll make a feast. Because my needs are minimal. But if you need something from me, it's a bar mitzvah. It's a celebration. So I'd much rather be needed than loved. I'd much rather be needed than be needy. If I know that I am needed and I know what I am needed for, I have no further question.
Wow.
That's it. My life is wonderful.
So incarnating itself is the greatest act of service.
And being of service is all I need.
I really love that. That's very powerful.
I think this is the future of psychology.
Yeah.
We have to stop focusing on how profound our needs are, because they're not. They're not.
Rabbi Friedman, if I can just come in, is what you're saying in terms of I'm here to serve others and not the other way around, is that, how would you relate that to humility and arrogance? Is that the same thing?
The Hasidic concept of humility is that I am not here for myself. Humility doesn't mean I think I'm stupid. That's just stupid. If you think you're stupid, you probably are. That's not humility. That's arrogance. Because you're so focused on yourself. Like, nobody is just plain stupid. I'm so stupid. See, I'm not just your ordinary stupid. Don't dismiss me so easily. I am the stupidest person in this whole room. I am so stupid you won't believe it. That's such arrogance. I have a problem nobody understands. Nobody. Stop being so arrogant. You got the same problems everybody has. You see how as soon as the subject is me, it's already arrogance. Real humility means, why are we talking about me? I'm great, I'm terrible. What's the difference? Why are we talking about me? That's called bittul. I am not the subject, I am not the issue, I am not the problem. Why are we talking about me? Am I smart? I don't know. What's the difference? Are we getting married or something? You're looking for a shidduch? What are you? It's funny. Only the person you're going to marry cares whether you're nice or you're not nice, you're smart, and they only care until after the football. After that, it doesn't make a difference anymore anyway. But you're right. Real humility means I'm here for someone else, not for me. Avraham Avinu was the healthiest human being on record. So when God said, can I ask you for a favor? Avraham said, Hineni. That is the healthiest response. Hineni means, yeah, I got nothing to do. You need something? Sure, I got nothing to do. Hineni means I am completely available because I got no needs. So if I can do something for you, please tell me. Bring it on. I've tried this many times, marriage counseling, and this couple, they're so vicious to each other. And they're brilliant at it in some twisted way. So they both, and I say, that is the best comedy show I've ever heard. You guys are so funny. I said, what? Listen to yourselves. You're hilarious. You make up stuff. You get upset about stuff. You care about things you don't even really care about. What are you doing? It's so funny. You could have a good life together, but no, you don't want. You want to look for problems. You want to be able to complain. You want to be able to curse and blame. What are you doing? It's funny. It really is funny because none of it is legitimate. Many couples, because of the quarantine, who are forced to spend time together like never before, starting to like each other. Because all that foolish stuff. Why can't we go now? Why do we have to go here? Let's go there. You're not going nowhere. Now what? Why do you cook like this? Why don't you cook like my mother? It's starting to sound petty. And people are appreciating having each other. The rest is commentary. So I think we're moving in that direction. Literally, we've come to a point where the survival instinct is no longer governing us. In a sad, negative sense, we're seeing suicides like never before. Successful, healthy, famous people just call it quits. But that's because we don't have anything to replace our neediness. And that's because we have this crazy notion that our creator who created us doesn't need us. How's that for a twisted logic? The creator who created us doesn't need us. How did we accept that message for all these years? He created us, but he doesn't need us. You're going to worship a God like that? That's insane. So for thousands of years, we've had this whole thing backwards. We are needy. The Creator doesn't need anything. Ever had anything so illogical in your? I didn't ask to be born, but I'm needy. God created the whole universe, but he doesn't need anything. It's so counterintuitive. Makes no sense. And it gets us into a lot of trouble. So when a person says, why should I be happy? The real answer is, why not? Why not? You're getting a free ride. And you are indispensable. Best of both worlds. I need nothing, but I am indispensably needed.
Beautiful.
Now that's starting to sound like a human being.
But when you say, being needed by Hashem, I can't help but feel this amazing sense of belonging and connection. And I wanted to ask you, tangibly, how people find more joy in their life. I guess, in essence, it's to find greater and greater ways to serve. Is that how you feel it? See it?
If I am indispensable, I can do anything.
Shalom Aleichem. How are you? I do a lot of talking, a lot of Zooming, many classes, many subjects, but that's all formal stuff. Hopefully good stuff, but formal. We also have a Wednesday night meeting that's more informal and kind of Hamish. If you want to join us for that kind of an event, interactive, time for questions and so on. If you want to join us for this side of conversation, click on the link below and join us every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Well, maybe not every Wednesday night, but we try to make it every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, a more informal chat, which can be more enjoyable at times than the formal stuff. So check it out. Click on the link and join us. Try it, you'll like it.